We are just about 3 days past National Signing Day 2017, and for those real hardcore recruiting people, they're already looking forward to 2018. And if you're a Penn State fan, you might want to look ahead to 2018, because if you click on any of the major recruiting sites, it automatically will take you to 2018's rankings, and Penn State already off to a great start for next year. But we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We're looking ahead to the fall of 2017 schedule and this class that just signed. We bring in Tim Aiden from Black Shoe Diaries on the SB Nation platform for Penn State Athletics to help us break down the Nittany Lions class. And Tim, of course, we talked a number of times during the football season and prior to 2016, and obviously the trajectory of this program is headed pretty much in a straight line, straight up. James Franklin doing an exceptional job on the recruiting trail ever since he stepped on campus, but the yields on the field with the Rose Bowl and the Big Ten Championship coming into play as well.
The class did end on a much stronger note than it did a year ago, when they were, coming off back-to-back 7-6 seasons, and they've had a few decommits happen, and the staff was reduced to pulling in Plan B and some cases Plan C guys. But this time around, they were able to finish strong. Back in December, about a couple weeks after winning the Big Ten Championship, they got probably the crown jewel of the class, and cornerback Lamont Wade out of Pittsburgh, which was a real significant win. He's the top-rated cornerback, and according to Rivals, he's the number 2 cornerback according to 24/7. And to get him out of Pitt's backyard was a big recruiting win for James Franklin, because him and Pat Narduzzi have been battling it out for some of Western Pennsylvania's top kids. So that was a real significant win. Another on the quarterback front, they brought in Sean Clifford, who is the highest rated QB that they've brought in since Christian Hackenberg a few years ago. He's likely the heir apparent to Trace McSorley. He doesn't quite have the leg speed of McSorley, but he's definitely, his strength is in accuracy, and his arm strength is probably a little bit better than Trace's. But he was actually the very first verbal commitment in the 2017 class back in the middle of, I think it was like July of 2015, just off the top of my head. But he was instrumental in recruiting some of the other kids in the class too. Like he started a big group chat, and he got convinced a lot of kids to get on board. On the, another area where Penn State did really well in was the offensive line. C.J. Thorpe, 4-star recruit out of Pennsylvania. He's probably the leader of that group, has the makings of a multi-year starter. Fortunately now the offensive line is healthy enough situation depth-wise where he won't have to start right away, but he's good enough where you could certainly see him maybe being a part of the rotation next year as a true freshman. Another offensive lineman to pay attention to is Michael Miranda out of Ohio. He is an early enrollee, so he's already enrolled on campus, and he'll be pushed. He could potentially be pushing to get into the rotation as soon as this year, if not 2018. Also at linebackers, another position that's been a critical position they've needed to recruit at, considering their lack of linebacker depth reared its ugly head at times. I think the Michigan game being the most notable, when it seemed the entire 2-deep was down, and they were playing the Towel Boys at linebacker at one point. So they landed a couple big fish in Braylon Faison Walden, who's already enrolled at the university. So he might actually see the rotation this coming year. They got a huge late pickup in Ellis Brooks, who's one of the top-rated players in Virginia. And his commitment was critical, because about a week before that they lost who had long been committed to Penn State. He was actually the second commit in the class after Sean Clifford. But Virginia Tech was able to pull him away in the final weeks. The reasons for how they were able to get him are kind of mixed. part of it had to do with the fact his girlfriend goes to Virginia Tech. So I think in the end that might have been enough to lure him there. But they were able to get over that quickly and get Ellis Brooks in to fill the void. So that's another position to pay attention to going forward. Some other notable names to mention here. Yetur Matos at defensive end out of Fredericksburg, Virginia, 4-star kid, 6'5", 235-pound behemoth. He's a guy to pay attention to in the years to come. Damian Barber out of Harrisburg, high 3-star recruit. A couple other names, KJ Hamler at wide receiver. He's a 5'9", speedster type, really good returner, kick returner. He's come off a torn ACL, so even though he's enrolling early, he'll probably redshirt this year. And then they got another little speedster, Mac Hippenhammer, 6'1", out of Indiana. Notre Dame tried to make a late play for him, but Penn State was able to hang on to him too. So, those are some of the names I would keep an eye on in this 2017 class.